law, Lagos may take over Tinubu, Fashola, Ambode's cases from EFCC. A new law signed by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State mandates agencies like the EFCC and Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission and other anti-graft agencies to hand over corruption cases to the state government, Nation News Lead has learned. According to the legislation titled Lagos State Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission Law, signed by Sanwo-Olu last week, a copy of which was obtained by a correspondent on Saturday, a new anti-corruption agency will have the exclusive rights to investigate financial crimes and corruptions involving finances of the Lagos State government. I mean, are we surprised? They're just literally creating the bedding, they're creating the ambience, creating the leeway so that, if Nigerians were to call for, outside external investigation of what is going on in the country's finances or whatever, the laws prohibit any external influences because the state are in charge of these cases. This is just to promote corruption amongst themselves. It's not that easy to read. Section 13.3 of the law reads, the commission shall, upon the commencement of this law, take over the investigation of all anti-corruption and financial crime cases involving finance and assets of Lagos State government being investigated by any other agency. Section 13.5 also states the commission shall have the power to the exclusion of any other agency or body to investigate and coordinate the investigation of corruption and financial crimes cases involving these finances and assets of the state government. Currently, 3 former Lagos governors, Bola Tinubu, Babatunde Fashola, and Ambode, are said to be under investigation by the EFCC. The anti-graft agency is also investigating the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, who helped facilitate the passage of the law. Are we surprised? I mean, it's Nigeria, come on. The EFCC had in November last year written a letter to the Code of Conduct Bureau asking it to make available the asset declaration forms of Tinubu and Fashola as part of a wider probe. However, the details of Fashola's probe has never been revealed. All right. The commission is also looking to petitions that Tinubu allegedly enriched himself by using a tax consultancy firm, Alpha Beta, to divert Lagos funds and commit tax evasion to the tune of 100 billion naira. The former governor was also reported to the EFCC for transporting cash-laden bullion vans to his home on the eve of the 2019 presidential election. Similarly, the anti-graft agency in 2019 commenced probing Ambode for 9.9 billion naira fraud. Obasa was also grilled by the EFCC in October 2020 while his accounts were frozen by a court. He is accused of mismanaging public funds running into hundreds of millions of naira, while the Lagos speaker denied most of the allegations. He admitted that 80 million as the ESTA code was approved for the training of the wives of 20 lawmakers in Dubai. What? How is this even legal? For governors' wives in Dubai, what are they training for? Are they in the army or what? I don't understand. Nation News Lead learned that the EFCC had also written to the Lagos Inland Revenue Service demanding information that could aid its investigation of its former chairman, Babatunde Fashola. While with the new law, however, the LIRS would have to hand over such information to the Lagos State Anti-Graft Agency, which has exclusive rights to probe government finances, actually. However, the new law will ensure the creation of a Lagos State Anti-Corruption Agency. It mandates all other agencies investigating the finances of the state to hand over the case to the state government. This is not surprising. I mean, again, it's very specific to the previous governors and their cases in the state, and of course, all the previous governors, for the past 3, they all have cases with the EFCC for several atrocities and accusations, and this law is tailored to them and obviously tailored to the future corrupt leaders to come. Well, we as Nigerians are going to change that. Things like this make us it just shows how corrupt the government is in a way that the people don't even have a say in how the government is run. Because technically we're meant to put people in that office and hopefully, see, that's the thing. Why should we be hopeful of the decisions that they make? Because again, we put them there and they should reflect our views and interests, but they're not doing so. And we can't change anything. Why? Because we put them there and we have no say to bring them out or impeach them. Because the circle that they're in will decide that for us. The absolute audacity and corrupt nature of this kind of government. So again, in some ways, it's like, okay, fine, democracy. Well, democracy how? Because we're electing people to make decisions for us in which, as they enter the office, we have no say. They're gone. That is absolutely sad. Someone says such state law is to protect Tinubu, Fashola, and Obasa, but to witch hunt Ambode. Well, Ambode was a past governor, so I guess his cases too will obviously be in there. Somebody says, can state law override federal law on corruption? That is very true. That is the key point. Because state laws are definitely under federal laws, absolutely. But can they override it on corruption? It seems like each state will have their own, laws, and the aggregate laws will just make up a whole corrupt zoo. Somebody here says the first law to be in Nigeria constitution is for anybody that will hold public offices should first of all be tested for marijuana, cocaine, or any other related. But the thing is, we're so corrupt. We even as we think of these options, Nigerians are already thinking of ways that it can be corrupted because we don't trust each other. We don't even trust ourselves. It is so bad. So it's like, fine, we are just so enhanced in corruption, even on a micro level. So any solution you bring, understanding our environment, understanding the people that are in government, we are already thinking, you know what, these are the ways that they can actually go around it. So we now have to think ahead and think outside of the box and outsmart what the law is and actually go around it. Someone says this is another key point, another ploy to cover up financial crimes Tinubu and his henchmen have committed against all southwest states, especially Lagos State. And of course, these people would definitely work against, Yorubas requesting or demanding for succession. It's like that. So then this empowering that this law gives for corruption is just not needed, to be very honest. And what can you do? But again, as this it's not new to us, we know that this obviously, I think it's preparation for 2023 because they now understand that from the NSAS protest, there are a sector of Nigerians, apart from Biafrans, but a sector that are very aware and will ask the right questions come 2023. So you can see this as a good idea or a good thing in terms of, what, they're actually very scared because of the laws that will already be given. Nigerians with this kind of law specifically, if Nigerians in 2023 want to ask for evidence and proof of all, the balance sheets, the trade service, all that, then of course they would know that they have to hide this. Put what you think in the comment section below and don't forget to like and subscribe.